Alright, we got another project on the bench today. This is a little 12 volt power supply. Puts out 15 amps. It's made by a company called Jetstream. It's the JTMini15. It's a good little power supply. Handles the load pretty well. We use it as a power supply for a radio go box for the amateur radio club that I'm a part of. It recently started making a horrid noise, which seems to be due to the fan in the back here. So we'll let you hear what that sounds like. I can get a good shot of the fan while it's moving. Yep. It's definitely not happy. And then when we turn it off, you'll see how quick it stops. Yeah, see that sudden stop? That's not right. The fan should more or less coast to a stop. So, goal for today is to extract the fan from its casement and see if we can't order another one. Maybe some part numbers that are on it will lead us to where we need to go. So, let's get to tearing in. I think my first point of attack is going to be these screws right here. Maybe this faceplate will come off and I'll be able to just get at the fan like that without having to slide everything out. But we shall see. Pretty much exactly how I thought it would come apart. I did have to remove these two screws right here because this was mounted. And now these two big screws hold the fan on. You can see right there. So I'll go ahead and get that off and figure out where that fan... Ooh, looks like I might have to go deep in there to get that fan disconnected. Or I might just cut the wires and solder a new one on or something. We'll see. Wound up cutting the fan out. Just cut it as close to the fan itself as I could. So looks like that's the model number I'll be looking for. And then, so looking at the inside of this thing, seems to be pretty well built. The whole case seems to be extruded aluminum. And you can see on the input sides we got, on the switch side, we got some metal, some ferrite chokes, big heavy caps. Trying to see if I can... Yeah, I can't see the manufacturer on that cap. Overall, I mean, it seems like a pretty sturdy construction. The only weak point being this little fan right here. So we'll see if we can't find that on the computer, maybe on Amazon or something. We can get a box. Well, a new fan like this costs $28 from Amazon, but it can't be here. They can't even ship it for another 3 weeks. Then it'd be another month and a half till I get it. Amazon said I might not get it till March 21st, and it's January 28th right now. So I was gonna have this thing running a little bit sooner than that. So I went to Newegg. They had the same fan for $46, and a new power supply is only $60. So we could either chuck it in the gutter and go buy another, or we can swap the fan with something we take off of something else. You will see at first blush this fan is way bigger than this fan, but they're the same diameter. They're the same size. One's just a good bit deeper. Now this new fan, a couple problems with it. One, it's PWM, so it'll run on straight voltage, but you know, we don't need a PWM fan. Two, it won't fit completely in the casement, so that leaves a little something to be desired. And three, it's a 24 volt fan. So 24 volts. However, it will work on 12, as we can. Oh, we lost the power wire. So you see, it's running on 12 volts right now. It's putting out a good amount of air, so I think that'll be enough. This comes from this is an old Cisco DC power supply that I got from the scrap pile. Pretty cool thing. So AC input voltage comes in, transformed, rectified, and something about 24 volts DC comes back out. I think there's a 5 volt and a 12 volt and a 24 volt, but I could be wrong about that. Yeah, pretty good separation between the high voltage side and the low voltage side. It's two completely separate boards. But I salvaged a fan out of here. I have 2 left that I can mess with. And basically, I just cut the connector off, and I'm just about to solder them to these 2 leads right here, and we're going to mount this fan on the outside of the casement. So it's going to be a little bit more bulky, but it'll work, so who gives a shit, right? Alright, well, let's do that up real quick. Update. So we're going to put the fan on the outside and keep the flow the same. So this fan blew air out the back of the power supply. We're going to keep this the same way. Problem is, we're going to have to drill an access hole for the wires to go through, so that they can get into here, because everything else is sealed up. So what we're going to do, take a 5/32 drill bit, go through the extra hole for the fan mount, and run the wires through there. So we'll do that real quick. Got the hole drilled, ran the wires through. Now it's time to solder them up. Oh, there she is. Got the fan on, shrink wrapped, or heat shrinked. Let's put her back together and see if she chooches. Got it all back together. Let's see what it sounds like. Oh yeah. Puts out a nice little breeze. No lights on the front. No bad lights on the front. Looks good. We're gonna throw that back in the go box and get our Echo Link machine back up and running.